Yo, what's up guys, Fred at Eastgate Unity here. Now, as some of you may know, the Zephyr is a awesome board, but what if you can customize it, switch it up, and possibly make it even better for you as a rider? So I got this comment from a fellow Eastgater, hey, how about you adjust the base plates and try to put 6-inch tires on? Great idea, so I decided to do it. Now, first things first, if I can do this, so can any of you. I am terrible at any kind of mechanical work. But first things first, I want to mention while you're here taking the trucks all apart, clean everything up. Your pivot cups are the #1 reason why you hear and feel all that screeching when you're carving and turning. Pivot cups get very dirty, they get debris stuck in them, and they dry up. So get a rag, wipe it all down thoroughly, and then wipe down your bushings and washers, and then get some white lithium grease, or if you don't have access to white lithium grease, you could put a small drop of dish soap on the washers and inside the pivot cups so they stay silent and lubricated. So as you can see, the front and the rear base plates have been adjusted for a wider wheelbase. So extending the wheelbase, can you feel a difference? Sure, definitely. Is it drastic? No, it's not. But it's something definitely good to have, especially if you're waiting for this board to come in the mail. I know a lot of you are. So when you're watching all these videos, I want you to get excited about this board because now you have even more options. So keep in mind, this is an electric longboard, but it does behave more like a shortboard kicktail board. But that's not really my preference because now it seems like I could feel the deck more. More flex? Not exactly, but just better. So I wanted to ride more like a longboard. So extending that wheelbase, having that correct whip through the back end, I personally like better. I don't like having that kind of short kicktail kind of feel. I don't want to say the word twitchy, but I don't want that kind of jittery kind of feel that shortboard kicktails have. I like agility, don't get me wrong, but I still like a good, proper longboard stance. And since this deck is on the small side, having the original small stance with the base plates closer together was a little bit too jittery for me. Now it has that proper longboard feel that's not too small, not too big. So putting 6-inch all-terrain on the Zephyr. First off, you have to remove the belt covers. You cannot put them back on because the AT pulleys take up way more space than the street pulleys. So no more belt covers. You also have to get rid of this stock spacer. Now this spacer is kind of special with Linnpower. I'm not too familiar with this, but it goes in between the wheel pulley and sits up against the axle/motor mount. So get rid of that so the AT pulley can sit up against the motor mount, because if the spacer is inside there, the AT pulley will not fit. Now I'm using 47T from Evolve and 6-inch Evolve Surge tires and also 295 belts. Now for the front, you got to leave that spacer on that sits on the base of the axle, and it will sit up against the back of the all-terrain hub. So all the good stuff I mentioned before with the street setup and the extended wheelbase, now shift that on over with 6-inch all-terrain and you got a mini Evolve Fusion. I know some may not like to hear that, or some were thinking about buying an Evolve Fusion, but they didn't really like the price tag and they might not utilize those features. They prefer to save money. This is it right here. This is a proper, smaller 2-in-1 setup that can rip with 6-inch street tires. Whether you're taking your local trail, or you're just a hard carver, or you want to run your errands, go to work, go to classes, and you want to utilize way more wheel options, including all-terrain setups, now you can. I can't express it enough how happy I am that the community, the riders, the companies are now realizing that you do not need big giant boards that have 50+ miles of range and do 45 miles per hour. I just don't really see the value in going fast in a straight line and for a very long time, especially if you're older than 30 years old. Unless you got knees like Terminator, then I don't know how you ride every single day 25+ miles without stopping, because I do range tests about twice a week and I do anywhere from 8 to 20 miles each time I do a range test, and if I don't finish it, I do it the next day, and my knees are killing me. My point is, get this little shredder board. You need it, especially that can utilize 6-inch tires, because you're gonna see what the control and fun factor really is with this board, especially under $600 with our discount code. I also put all my weight on the front corner of the board and I got no wheel bite. I also put all my weight on the back corner and I got no wheel bite. If you guys want to see a full hill test, range test, speed test, acceleration test, chuck the comments below and I might make it happen. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.